Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Juan Zuniga. I am a student at Houston-Tillotson University and today I'll be interviewing Chioma Okoro. She is running for Texas Governor and she's going to introduce herself and about her platform.
My name is Chioma Okoro, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to talk to the people of Texas today. My platform is basically a passion-driven candidate for the office of the Governor of Texas. I've built this passion for a very long time, and it's just coming out now. I wish I came up sooner. But there's still time for us to work together to get me to serve you all the way I have prepared myself. This platform is based on all that I've gathered over many years, working with the cities, the states, even up to the federal government level, trying to give inputs or suggestions on matters that come up. So I'm ready now. I'm ready for Texas.
Thank you, Chioma. So we're going to ask you just a few questions about your experience, especially here in Austin. Can you talk a little bit about you growing up here in Texas, the people you have impacted, the people you have served, and how that's going to continue to lead you as a leader, as our future Texas governor?
Thank you, Juan. I've been in Texas for about 22 years, and I've been trying to learn the people first. I worked as a registered nurse for 32 years and very knowledgeable about international health and United States. I've worked with hospitals like City Network, State Hospital. Did a lot of home health. But my passion started when I noticed some things that needs to be done that hasn't been addressed properly. That is finding a balance in Texas where everybody can be fairly accepted. And I worked so much with homeless community. I used to have a room and board. That's how I started relating to that population. And I narrowed it down to serving the cognitive, people with cognitive problem that can't find their way around, and the youths among the homeless society. That started many years ago. I used to keep the kids from foster home that just ended up homeless. And I ended up adopting some of them, and it went well. And now I'm a student, and I'm studying political science, and I've gathered a whole lot of knowledge on different cultures in Texas through my study. I've embraced all kinds of cultures. The Chinese, I took Chinese classes. I took Hindu, Islam, Buddhism. I have a whole lot of wealth of knowledge on culture and diversity in Texas. And I'm here to show what I got.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that answer, Chioma. We can also talk about the qualifications. You talked about you being a registered nurse, also about serving the youth, especially youth who are in foster care. What experiences have led you to empower those communities of foster youth, and what do you see that you can bring as a leader, and especially as governor, to help those communities of children?
Thank you. Like I said, my role here is to balance every part of the society, to embrace the diversity. My knowledge about what I'm doing started at early age when I went to School of Nursing around the age of 19 and finished my School of Nursing. I went for my second level of it in midwifery, and then I took my specialty in orthopedic nursing. And I worked at that level for a very long time, at least total of 32 years. I'm still the street nurse at this present time, helping with cognitive homeless people in the street, which means just helping them get around, taking them to where they need help, and addressing their need. I still use that capacity as a registered nurse, and my license is still valid. It's never been revoked. And I'm also did other things on the side. I'm the founder of the Women Club of United States at Texas, and it's an organization that helps make inputs to the government on decisions. And because I'm a very quick, fast thinker, it's easier for me to bring up some decisions and solutions. I'm an excellent problem solver. So my platform on education is continuous. We can never stop learning. So a new experience when I become a governor is to even learn more as I go.
Thank you, Chioma. I think another big aspect of your education has also been your experience at Houston-Tilliston University, which is the first institution of higher learning in Austin, Texas, and it is also the only historically black college and university in Austin. Can you talk a little bit about the future of HBCUs, especially your time as governor, and how that can influence other students, especially students of color, to get more educated, but also for HBCUs to continue to serve students of color and students in Texas?
Yes, thank you. Houston-Tilliston University, like you said, is one of the first universities in Texas. It's a black university, and it's a very useful environment if you want to learn about people and culture, because even though it's a black university, it has a whole lot of education on other cultures and continues to progress in uniting the diversity in the society. Like I said, the exposure there as a political science student have given me an opportunity to learn about almost every ethnicity you can think about in Texas. And with my nursing background, I've really done things with homeless people with that other people wouldn't even take in their own room and board, like the gay community. When HIV was a big deal, I was there working alongside with them. And like I said, I've talked in many city hall. I talked to Austin City Hall at least 4 times that I can remember about godly leadership. I'm very big in spirituality. I talked about constituent community, communication, communication with the constituents. I did address the homeless issue. I'm a stakeholder with the city of Austin on the cognitive homeless and the young homeless community also. So I have enough to give into Texas, and I have plans to make sure that Texas keeps improving, keeps being united, and keeps getting where they plan to be.
Yes, Chioma, I agree. Specifically for HBCUs, also, what do you see as the future of HBCUs, and how does your place of governor, how can you help expand the mission and continue to uplift the mission of HBCUs?
Yes, being a governor is not for one particular people. So it's going to be for the future of Texas, and that starts from elementary school, kindergarten, all the way to university. So everybody in the education path should be able to get assistance in scholarship, assistance in peace of mind, security, especially in high school and middle school, to make sure that the government address the protection part of schools. HBC is just like every other university in Texas and needs equal treatment like every other university, but it has done so much well, starting from nothing because it was awarded to the descendants of the slaves. At the time, education was highly needed, and they have struggled through a lot to get to where they are. But it's really a diverse environment. So I plan to use CAP and CAPS, which is a post-secondary education, to promote bringing people that didn't make it through high school at certain level, maybe because they were not exposed to education anymore, to bring them back to education, to make sure that Texans get the scholarship they need is my main goal for universities, and to keep the children safe in school, and make sure gun is not a problem in Texas, make sure kids have peace of mind, parents have peace of mind when they leave the children at school. So Houston Telesin is not the only university that I plan to work with.
All right, Chioma. So we talked about institutions that you've already helped. We talked about hospitals. We also talked about institutions like schools. How about spiritual communities that we have, especially our churches here in Texas? They play a really big role in helping Texans and our communities. Can you talk a little bit more about your role as governor and how you'll help to continue to help churches?
Well, people of Texas are already spiritual people, and they love to practice their spirituality. They have unity when it's necessary, but we have to pay attention to the spiritual leaders of Texas. We're not giving them enough respect for what they do. They do all kinds of things for us as people. They help us with our wedding. They help pray for us, dedicate our children, visit us, do our funeral, and everything that they do. We need to acknowledge that and know that we can include them in government. We don't have to isolate them. They are part of us. So I think it will be necessary for the spiritual leaders to be paid, to be on a parole. Let us establish a commission that deals with spiritual affairs or clergy, divinity affairs, and put them to oversee certain areas of the government that are really being lagging behind, like the CPS children. If we can have them oversee and help organize that community of society where the children can have more people supervising and helping them as opposed to an individual with the loss that they are going through. So we can surely use the pastors and put them on payroll. The government of Texas can afford that because we need them.
I agree. Great answer, Chioma. I think it's really important to talk about the platform and the people you're going to serve. Yes, you will serve all Texans, but who do you think is the most, or who do you think is underserved here in Texas, and how will you, or what are some of the things that they deal with?
Yes, my platform mostly is balancing the society with the government and everybody within the society. There are people that are really underserved in the society. We can start from the justice system. People come out from prison and jail. They can't get a job. They can't fit in anywhere. Their life is all shattered, but they actually have paid for whatever they cost the society. So I think it's time for us to start addressing the justice system, starting with the police on arrests, by giving them training, by being able, the government defining what the law enforcement can help with, not making them being put as the bad folks when the government didn't give them room. For instance, if we address things like inspection on a car, many people depend on their car to go to work, and if they fail inspection, the police is not giving any chance to help them. There's nothing the government gives as a sticker that is a little different to address that issue. So this person is being deprived of economic growth because they can't use their car. But if we had a sticker that said it failed inspection, but it can, you know, the police can see that and know that they are working on it. So I'm not trying to address police issue as a negative thing, but I think we're not having enough training for them, and we're not having enough room to accommodate their jobs. So we are facing that dilemma at this point, having people being short in the society. So these areas, I think people are certain part of the society are being underserved. The black boys in particular, the Chicanos, these are vulnerable people. The CPS children, the homeless, the gay community, the Muslims, especially the women that you can judge by their cultural outfit. Then we need to accept ourselves with respect and love ourselves the way we are, embrace that we are different, but we are unique as Texans. So my platform is going to address these issues.
Alrighty, Chioma. Also, we talk about your platform, and you're also referred to as a passion-driven leader for Texas. How else will how will you continue to use your passion to lead Texas in the right direction?
Yeah, Texas is a big state, and is been going through political transition. In the past, Texas was viewed as racial politics. At this point, it's moving economic politics. A good leader should be able to embrace that very transition by solving the problems that demarcates one group from the other, which means we should be able to be equally treated. So being able to make economy available to everybody, little small business owners, you know, they work hard for who they are. Sometimes it's hard to get loan enough to encourage them. And the bigger businesses that employ people, we need to consider the fact that they bring income to a lot of part of the population. So things like increasing the welfare of the minorities to come up to the level where they can survive without being so dependent, by making scholarship available to their children, trying to get them resources that will help them on the path of life, especially the homeless. If we can get them education, like I said, I designed CAP and CAPS to enable them, you know, try to get back to society after a struggle. But also, if we continue to see everybody without bias and try to make employment available, I designed to this government what we call RED in the past through my women's club. It's ratio employment dividends, where everybody is employed by ratio, and that will help everybody fit in. But my most passionate part is people coming out from jail. They are so handicapped with that criminal record. We need to look into those things because it's taken away from the society. My most passionate place also is our future. So the universities should be well taken care of. The children in high school are going through a lot of transition with fear and other things around them. So we have to protect them. We have to make all the way to kindergarten, even daycare. We should be able to survive as a society that embraces everybody's need.
Yes. So Chioma, Ms. Chioma Okoro, we have talked about the various communities you served, the various ways that you have helped, from homeless communities to LGBT communities to black boys to people of color, a lot of vulnerable communities here in Texas. How will, as your role as governor, what will your main concerns or main issues be that you confront? What are some of the things you'll do as governor? What are your plans?
Yes, I did address with the federal government about the issue of balancing government, society, and immigration. Texas is big on immigration. So one of my goals is to reform the sanctuary state, to make sure that parents that already have children working, doing very well in Texas, even though they have problem with the law, but they haven't shown any reason for us to throw them away. So I will advocate for them to have a chance with the state of Texas through our sanctuary reformation, even if it takes paying extra taxes. That will put into the treasure of Texas, and then we just manage our affairs as we go. Like I said, education is my big thing, because that's where our future lies. Our resources that makes Texas unique and a strong state. We have to look into it and make sure that middle class people in particular are given fair chance, even if it means increasing the minimum wage to $10 an hour. That will help them be able to take care of their children and help them to supervise their life instead of overworking, trying to make ends meet. Things like property tax will be addressed too, because it's overwhelming for some Texans. So I have people in prison in mind. I have the homeless in mind. I have the Chicanos and black boys that I would really want them to have 100% scholarship. The girls are doing better. The girls are doing well. But the society is not letting this segment of boys to do more than they are doing now. So we can address that for them. We can also address, like I say, cultural areas. I'm knowledgeable about Hindu and all, Islam and all that. Muslim women are being victimized for no apparent reason, just because they don't have a way to hide from who they are by their religious culture. So we can all take care of all these things and live together peacefully in harmony. So our military men that are working hard for us will have peace of mind that the home is okay, and they can do even better job of defending us. So I think even the veterans needs a lot of help. So I'm here to just tell the Texans that I am ready for this role, and I'm very equipped to help. And everything I promise, I will try and do them. All I need is for the legislators to pay attention to those needs.
Thank you, Chioma. So we covered a lot of great things today, and I appreciate that you are running for governor, especially as a passion-based leader. It's something we really need. For the people who are listening, the people who are watching, can you let them know about some of the websites and the places we can find you, and emails where the people can reach out to you so they can vote for you for our next Texas governor?
Yes, I could be reached at on my website, www.blackrosecand.com. And when you visit that website, there are other branches that you can find other things about us. I'm an independent candidate. I need over 40,000 signatures. All you need is go to the website, download a form, and you can find a website, an email. There will be more than one where you can email whatever you have, signed signatures, and we will respond by giving you a number. Until we get that, we have little time to do this. Like I said, I have everything it takes to be the governor of Texas. And I promise everything that I tell you all will be done. It will be done because it took me many years to build this passion and to research on things about the state and see things for myself. So I'm very equipped. If you go there, you find any of the email depending on what you plan to do. But bringing many votes from today will help us to put me on the ballot in November for the final election. So I'm an independent candidate. You do not need to stand in long line for me. You can be wherever you are. You can be in the hospital bed as long as you have access through your phone to download the form and fill it out. You can be homeless and go to the library. You can be in the military and stay in your base and visit the website and download the form, fill it out, sign, and send it through an email, any of the email of your choice. Anywhere, even in jail, you have the right to vote. Do not be deceived. As long as you're not convicted, you still have to, you can vote. So you can go and download those forms and sign them and send it through the emails you find on our website. Again, the website is www.blackrosecand, C-A-N-D, candidate, but cand.com. blackrosecand.com is the website.
Thank you, Chioma. We really do hope that you go to the website. Can you say it one more time again?
It's blackrosecand.com. Black Rose Candidate, like KAND.com. And there you can find other ways of contacting us, like our mailbox, our phone, and other ways you can contact us. You can vote me anywhere you are. This is the time. The Secretary of State would like to see over 40,000 signatures for me to be in the ballot in November. And I'll serve. Like I said, I'm a passion-driven candidate. I have my heart out for the service. Thank you, Texas.
Thank you all for your time.